Hey, welcome back, knife nerds. Editor Derek here, people. It's the Big Connector here, and I'm back for your first update on my little bit of an experiment to carry the Victorinox for nothing but the whole month. And today, I am carrying my Victorinox Spirit X with the affectionately called butter knife blade, and it is there. So a lot of people hate this thing, but I don't know. I think it cuts really, really well. The serrations are crazy sharp. Doesn't have a tip, and it is so less murdery than kind of a really sharp or really pointy blade, at least in people's minds. And sometimes we have to deal with folks' bias and stuff like that. And yeah, when we're carrying knives. And now, so far, the Victorinox experiment has been an interesting one because although I've not um, found a situation where I thought to myself, oh, damn it, I need to have a 3.75-inch CPM S35 VN sheep's foot blade on a titanium framed Reeves integral lock knife. I haven't found that out yet, but I have, well, my fidget factor is that's driving me crazy. You know what? Uh, I've I'm such a huge fidgeter when it comes to pocket knives. It drives me absolutely insane not to have a knife to flick around all the time. I'm gonna have to maybe get myself a little top or finger doodad, or maybe I'll be like I was when I was 15 and masturbate 26 times a day. Maybe not. You're 50 and it's awfully hard to do that nowadays. I'm just kidding, by the way. Or maybe I'm not. Anyway, okay, so first thing I started off carrying was my skipper. And it's got a nice big blade onto it. It's a locking blade. And it was actually all right. It was an all right day. I took a little trip and I had this in my pocket. I was a little bit worried though, not having scissors for some reason on this bugger, because that's where I use a lot of my Victorinox, were the scissors. I mean, especially when I was working, maybe less so much now when I'm around the house, but when I was working, I used my scissors quite a bit. So although I did not have a need for the scissors, it did was something that was in the back of my mind. But it was a very, very good day, and this I wasn't expecting to carry this all the time with my belt clip. So I put this nice extra long lanyard on there, and it just kind of hangs out of my pocket, and it just allows me to grab the knife wherever it is. And yeah, so I did actually use the little pocket lanyard with this, and with a little short chain. And I have to say that it was weird using that little short chain. Now the next thing I did is I carried the Victorinox Champ, and I was trying to go one day, one day, one day, one day, different. But I actually found out I really liked carrying this. I carried this for a couple of days. I liked having the versatility of everything that's on there. I used the magnifying glass to read some instructions, which really, really came in handy. And the one thing I was missing, and I don't carry with me when I wasn't working, they don't carry a little flashlight. And would have been nice to have like a little LED light on there, something. Maybe I should have even been better to carry a flashlight so I could look through the magnifying glass. It was really, really handy. And I did use the scissors and found out that the scissors on here, I need to get a new spring for it. It is a pre-owned, and I haven't done the full reconditioning on here. So the scissors were a little bit clunky to use, and it's not all Victorinox. Don't get me wrong. Victorinox scissors are wonderful to use. This particular one just seems like they're a little bit sticky, and the spring may be a little bit loose. And yeah, you can just see here. So if I push it, oh, now it's making a liar out of me. But it was getting hung up. It wasn't opening up all the way. So, okay. So I did carry that for a couple days, and then from there I went to my Fieldmaster, which was my original first one. And going back to the Victorinox Swiss Champ, is that even though it is a large size, I used the belt lanyard with it, and it just did not seem like it was too overly bulky in my pocket. So the next thing I'm going to try is I'm going to try carrying these all without the little belt pocket thing too as well. So Yeah, we'll find out how it just feels just in the bottom of the pocket. We'll find out if it's a little bit too big or heavy or anything like that. And it's the first time I've had both of them, and this is quite a bit of a weighty little chunky monkey here. But going back to this, it's always a joy to carry this. This was the one I did so much research, wondering which knife I should get, and just based on bang for your buck. And I think that this is still your best bang for your buck on Victorinox. It's my opinion, and we all have opinions. So that really really like this knife, and this is my traveling knife, by the way. And then the next thing I actually carried, wherever the heck it is, oh, it's right here, is I carried the Swiss tool Spirit, but not the X version. It's the blacked out version that comes with the pointy blade on it here. So there's your one blade here, and I found that that's what I was using quite a bit. This thing here is razor sharp, by the way. I mean, I really, really did a good job sharpening this, and I actually used the Victorinox ceramic sharpener, and oh boy, and then I stropped it on a Knives Plus drop block. Oh, she is freaking shaving sharp. I mean, I could probably shave off my white goatee with this thing. But so far, excellent. And the other thing I found out, where I thought this little spot here at the top here, I thought it was for crimping, like butt connectors and stuff like that. Turns out, I had a fella send me a message that it is for crimping blasting caps, which hey, there must be a kind of a different blasting cap. I worked for a company called Inco way back in the day, and they're nickel producers, they own mines all over the world. And I was a underground hard rock miner. I worked at about 3,600 feet underground, and I was blast certified up to 5,000 kilograms, which is 12,000 pounds, 11,000 some pounds. And we never used blasting caps that you had to crimp or anything like that. We used it looked like just a long, little bit silver, a silver tube that they had leads coming out of it, and then that would attach to something called B-line, which is a blasting line, but it doesn't really explode. It burns at 26,000 feet per second. Now, each one of those blasting lines would hit what's called a nonel, and the nonels were in each of the blasting holes, and your nonel is basically a time delay based on hundredths of a second. So you've got 0, which is no delay, 1, which is 1/100th of a second, and 2, non-L, which is 2/100th of a second, and so on, all the way up to, I do believe, 20. And that just allows you to time your blast and throw your rock to a certain side. And then when you're actually blasting, off topic here, you drill 9 holes, 3 big ones, and then your center is your 0 hole, and it explodes out, and then everything else blasts in, and then it gets thrown to one side. So that's how you drift drill. Anyways, if anybody's knowing, way off topic. But anyways, found that I really, really like this. Wickedly handy little tool. The black does, in low light conditions especially, I've always got to be doing this, looking over top my glasses just to make sure I'm pulling out the right thing. But so far, broken in, wonderful. Very, very ergonomic. And hey, surprisingly, did not need to have this takes the place of the knife. I was kind of a little bit wondering too if I was going to carry a Swiss, because I always carry a pocket knife in my front pocket, and I always carry a multi-tool in my bag, and or on my hip. So I always carry the two. So I was wondering if I was going to carry multi-tool and the Victorinox, and I decided to just go with the multi-tool. So if I need to, it also let me know if I could survive, if I had to, just with a straight multi-tool. But I got to tell you, I'm checking my right pocket all the time. Early on in my knife collecting career, I lost a Spyderco Manix 2 XL. It was a black on black with a black G10 black blade. And I was heartbroken. I lost it in Calgary, and believe me, I spent hours searching all over that city to see if I could find my knife, or somebody turned it in, and bulletin boards and Kijiji and Facebook. But you know what? Couldn't find it, and I was heartbroken. So ever since then, every time I leave a place, I unconsciously reach down, give my pocket a little slap to make sure my knife is there. I'm driving down the road, check my pocket, see if my knife's there, and with no knife in there, I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh shit, oh, where's my knife? Where's my knife? You know, especially when I have the multi-tool on. So just a little bit of a quirk. Might have been in number 11 on the, top 10 things that knife guy, quirky bastards like us do. So that's my little bit of an update. I'm enjoying carrying these Victorinox, and I never replaced. I had the opportunity to get another one, and I still think I'm going to try still. But I ended up buying my son a Benchmade Griptilian. So I've got to. I'm trying to keep this channel uh, it's affordable. I'm trying to bring you guys new, fresh content all the time, but hey, I haven't been working for 3 years. Been off with surgeries. You guys don't know that. It's tough to keep this thing going. So I'm kind of scraping by, and when I've got some money saved up, I'm looking for pre-owned stuff to try to keep some, some content. And this here was a tremendous find that I found in Calgary, and it was never carried. Benchmade Griptilian BKS 551 BKSN. It's got the CM35 135 steel in it. It is the not Grivery FRN handle on it. And no, I'm not going to do a full review on that Griptilian because it is going to be a birthday present, and it is brand spanking new. Although I didn't pay new price for it, and it is going to be a Christmas present for my boy. So I'm not going to use it at all, but I am going to give you guys what I think of the design, and I'm going to give you what my first impressions on it and how I feel and stuff like that. And it's a fantastic, it's a good knife. It's a really really great knife, and I'm a Spyderco guy, so Benchmade is not my forte. And I have to say thank you so much to Jordan from Airdrie, Alberta, who helped me out with that. I appreciate it so much. Big shout out, man. And when I do this, I will give you the link. I'll email you the link so you can have a look at it. All right. He has now looked at the channel and says thanks, and seems like he likes it. So I think he subscribed. And if you haven't, you bastard, subscribe. Now, speaking of that, if you like what you saw here, please give me a thumbs up, as well as help me spread my voice by subscribing. And don't forget to push that notification button. That'll give you a little bit of a notification when I put up some new content. Hopefully get my house back very soon, and I'll be doing way more content, not in my dungeon down here, but out in some bright, well-lit areas. It's just tough to do some stuff right now, so please bear with me. I'm trying to give you something at least new, at least once a week. So not hopefully I can get back to 3 times a week once I get my house to myself, because I've got some house guests with kids and stuff like that, and it's tough for Papa to go out there and do a knife video when I've got 2 little boys saying, "What's that, Papa? What's that, Papa?" And sweet little kids, but very very inquisitive. I don't know if I asked that so many questions like that when I was little. I probably did, because I was a nosy bastard. And my dad always used to say to me, "Are you a cop or writing a book?" And I said, "Well, I'm writing a book." Thought I'd be a smart ass back to him. And he said, "Kiss my ass and make it a love story," which is one of my favorite jokes to use right now. And then, so one day he said that to me. I asked him a question. He said, "Are you a cop or writing a book?" And I thought I'd get him. I'm a cop. And I was waiting for the comeback. And he said, "Well, I don't have one for that." And so I've never been able to figure that one out either. So if you've heard that joke, are you a cop or writing a book? So if somebody says writing a book, you say, "Kiss my ass, make it a love story." Now, if somebody says, "I'm a cop," what do we say from there? If you know, please put it in the comments down below, and you can have, so that'll have been 40 years that I've been telling that joke. And hopefully when somebody says they have a cop, I can think of something smart ass and whimsical to say. All right. Thanks so much for stopping by. Please stay safe out there, folks. We're not out of the woods yet. And please keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.